Hmm. Welcome, everyone. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators in the Spokane Sangha, and I am so happy to be here today. I want you all to notice my background. I'm in a different spot in the Sanctuary of Soul Center today, and I just wanted to be in the company of our wonderful Buddhas. She's sort of a female, she's got female features really this particular Buddha, and she was a gift to Soul Center. And then behind me is a beautiful tea table crafted by a Sangha member who is no longer physically with us, artist John. And the paintings and the various things that you see here, this is a corner of the sanctuary dedicated to the sacred masculine, all of the really extraordinary men who are in our community. So we have a beautiful painting here by Sangha member Sean C. This is a beautiful painting. You can't see it, but it's a wonderful pencil drawing called Boy in the Wind by an early Sangha member, Ron, who was here. Artist John, made this beautiful um, three jewels plaque, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, and then right above it, dangling there, is this beautiful beadwork by Luma that's there. This is a drum that I made from elk hide, and it's torn, which I think is really wonderful. The perfection of imperfection, and so that's what's surrounding us today. And I want to welcome everyone. And I'd like to share with you a sentiment of loving kindness as a way of beginning our practice. This is a new painting that I did. And this particular sentiment reads, "May I learn to celebrate my own goodness. May I learn to celebrate my own goodness." Friends, for the month of March in the Spokane Sangha, we are exploring the third noble truth of Buddhism, which is there is an end to suffering. We've been reimagining that traditional language since January. So in January, I introduced the first noble truth as there is discomfort and comfort. In February, we explored the second noble truth, which is there are conditions, there are causes that have us experience comfort and discomfort. And the third noble truth is there's an end to that. And that end is a harmony, it is an understanding. And the thing that I'd like to share today with you is one of the things that we are endeavoring to do in the Spokane Sangha, which is we are reimagining the language, the approach to recovery and support, and it even changes in the words that we use. So one of the things you'll hear us say here repeatedly is that we are here to understand our relationship to habit energy. In traditional language, it's something like, I have to get over my addiction. I have to stop my addiction. I have to stop being such a loser addict. You get it. Like the mind is really harsh, right? And the Buddhist practice invites us to use language that is a bit broader, softer. It's sprinkled with curiosity and openness. I am here to deepen my understanding of habit energy, my relationship to my habit energy. I am here to understand or deepen my understanding of my relationship to habit energy. Now, one of the things I love about Buddhist practice is I think the Buddha was a nerd. I think he geeked out, man. And I love that about thinking about the legend of the Buddha. You know, he was a nerdy, geeky kind of dude, and he talked about really smart stuff. And I love that. I just love geeking out on some of the stuff that he thought about, right? And so he was incredibly scholarly. And so Buddhist practice and looking at the sutras is a scholarship endeavor. And why I'm bringing this forward is if any of you have ever been exposed to even a little bit of higher education, even a little bit of scholarship, here is a known truth. In scholarship, there is a desire to propose a hypothesis. When we're in scholarship, we have a question, and then we seek to answer that question. And let's say we do. Let's say we prove with evidence our hypothesis, and we have all of these things that show what we were looking after. But what all scholars know is that for every question answered, three more questions at least arise. And so the sutras, this Buddhist practice, especially as it relates to habit energy, is the same. And what I mean by that is when we get one habit energy down, we understand it, we get it out of our lives, we tame it, we shape it, we're good. Oh my God, three more habit energies begin to emerge. Ugh, right? So we've understood our relationship to alcohol, for example, but before we know it, we're overeating. We can't seem to get enough sugar. Oh my God, we're on our phone all the time. We're going shopping. We're suddenly super irritable and we're a keyboard warrior now. Habit energy. It's all habit energy. And what the Buddhist practice encourages us to do is level the playing field. It's all habit energy. And when we understand one, we begin to glean understanding for everything. But we have to practice, we have to show up to it. And one of the habit energies I think is very human, and I'm going to speak in first person here. One of my habit energies that seems to be the most pernicious is my mind, my habit energy of thought, the way I overthink, the way I fill in uncertainty and unknown with stories, the way I use my thoughts to avoid things, the way I use my thoughts to distract, the way I convince myself that my thinking and my planning and my anxious anticipating is somehow keeping me in control or keeping me responsible. Fascinating. I have a very active mind. And so I have to practice inviting my mind to rest. I have to practice reminding my mind, yo, you are not the dictator of my life. Get in the back seat. I'm the driver of my life. I'm the driver of my life. And the energy that's driving my life is goodness. That's my Buddha nature. And I want to remind everybody it's your Buddha nature too. What's driving your life is goodness, even if it's dressed up in negative habit energy. There's goodness there. And if you don't believe me, take one moment to reflect on this. You are here practicing. That is so good. It's good for you. It's good for me. It's good for the community. And I guarantee you it will be good for every single person you encounter today. So let's take our practice now in goodness and invite the mind to rest. How do we do that? It's very simple. We come into the body. And I remember when I was first practicing many years ago, and anytime I was instructed to come to the body, my mind was was so quick with some kind of hilarious commentary. Um, very early in my practice, my mind was often skeptical. I can't be this easy. It's got to be hard. It's got to be laborious. I've got to put forth all this effort. What are you talking about that I just come into my body? My mind can be so poo-pooey, you know? The other thought that my mind really seems to like is a habit energy, is an instrument of peace that I share in the Satyaseva practice. And it's something called Ugh to Oo. And my mind, when I'm here, oh, let's jump into the body, let's drop into the body, my mind is often like, ugh, this again? Really? Or anytime I encounter a repetitive thought or a repetitive situation or a scenario I thought I had moved on from, my thought is so quick. My mind is so quick. Ugh, this again? And what I've learned is to answer that mind with, ooh, yes, this again. But it has to be kind of lyrical like that. Ugh, ooh, that little ooh is it's like a magic spell. And it really helps shake my mind out of its repetitive complacency. It shakes it out of its habit energy. And the ooh is like a key that unlocks possibilities. Like, what else is here? So let's drop in the body and notice your mind. Just notice it. The mind can make up all kinds of story. The mind can lie. The mind can distort, obscure, persuade, distract. It can also be truthful and dependable and reliable. All of those things. The mind is a complex environment. The body, on the other hand, is an enormous source of solidity and stability. The body doesn't lie. We may ignore it. We may pretend that we don't acknowledge it, but the body has bells and whistles that are trying to call our attention all the time. And we have two aspects of the body, the nervous system, that are honed in for a couple of things. The sympathetic nervous system is all about alarm. It's what's keeping us safe. It's also what's putting up our resistance. You know, you may not want to try that mushroom. Could kill you. You may want to smell it first. But if we live in chronic states of alarm and resistance, the body gets exhausted. And so we have to wake up and train and condition the parasympathetic nervous system, the system in our body that knows all about rest and relaxation. And so to access that in the body is so simple. And you can get there immediately, simply accessing your breath. Here's how you do it. As you listen to my voice, you'll notice that your body will relax. And that is because my voice is at a frequency designed to be calm. My voice is also speaking in a tone that is affirming. I'm not asking questions. I'm speaking in the affirmative with full confidence and knowing. And that is incredibly calming to a listening body. If you're sitting, sit in a way that the spine is straight. And that means if you're sitting in a chair and you're leaning back, sit up and toward the edge of the chair. We're just going to do this for a few moments. Roll the shoulders up and back. And the reason why you want to do this intentionally is most people in unconscious states of alarm and resistance are breathing high up in the chest. And so when the air enters the body, the shoulders rise and they stay sort of locked, kissing our ears. And we want to bring them down and back. And by doing so, the heart opens and the heart lifts. Keep your gaze quiet. That may mean that you keep your eyes closed or you turn your gaze upon something beautiful. Place your left hand on your belly, just below your navel. That's where I want you to breathe. And you don't have to do anything extraordinary. You don't have to change anything about your breathing other than to drop it down to the level of the belly. To unlock your jaw, if your jaw has been tense because your body has been in a state of resistance, place your tongue on the roof of your mouth behind your top teeth. You'll feel your cheeks relax. And if you don't, then open your mouth and make some faces. Lift your eyebrows. Relax your muscles in your face. Smile. Then put your tongue on the top of your mouth behind your teeth and breathe, inhaling through the nostrils, letting the belly rise gently. And when you go to exhale, exhale at the level of the belly, contracting those muscles. You don't have to do a deep squeeze. Just notice that your belly muscles are working. And then when you go to inhale again, feel the belly muscles relax as the belly expands to breathe in. To breathe in this way, even a single cycle of inhalation and exhalation is a bolus of oxygen for the body. And oxygen that increases in the body enables the whole of the body to function better. That means the brain is functioning better. Things will appear more clear. Your senses will improve. You'll see things. You'll notice more. You might smell with greater acuity. Your sense of touch will become heightened. Your mood may shift. Keep breathing. When a thought arises, smile at it. I see you, thinking mind. I will not entertain you right now. I'm breathing. One final note about this practice. There is no perfection to be achieved. What you are doing is perfection in and of itself. Even if your breath work is interrupted 100 times by thoughts, invite it to be perfect. That you noticed is perfection. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's so good. It's not about not having thoughts. It's about working with your thoughts and noticing them and creating some space before you react or even respond to them. Using the body and anchoring the body in the breath. This is a practice. And whether you practice for a moment or whether you practice for an hour, all of it is your practice. And that's what I invite to be perfect. Exactly as you are, exactly where you are, celebrate your goodness. Let's end today with a dedication of merit. And let's return to the body. The body is something we can trust. The body is something we can nurture to improve our trust with the body. Now, I will tell you, friends, that if you've ever had trauma in the body can be a place of distrust. You know, it can do things that can upend you. And that's something to work on. That's something to take care of. I know in my body was not a place I could trust. And so I had to practice nurturing it through good food and rest primarily. And then I got to listen to my body. And then I began to trust its signals and its guidance. And that's really what we're going for. Because when you can engage the body as a guide, you can begin to settle into it. And it's a place where the thoughts can begin to drop, the stories begin to fade, and the mind becomes settled like a still mountain lake. And in that stillness, you may be able to hear this truth. You have never been, nor shall you ever be, a mistake in the eyes of the divine. Be here and celebrate your goodness. The world needs it so desperately. Thank you for leaving your goodness here. leaving such a strong, inspiring impression in this community. I look forward to seeing you next time, maybe even as soon as Sunday. Until then, friends, have a great day. Namaste.